We'll start breathing. First pranayama will be alternate nostril breath once we tap into our breath, which can be done lying down. So if you feel into your comfortable sitting position and it's not so comfortable, maybe a lying down position. And the darkening winter time, these last 3 weeks before the light returns, you might feel it in your body as a call to get quiet, to rest, to find stillness and silence. And yet, life, social life, even in pandemic, doesn't always afford those opportunities. So especially in these next few weeks on your mat, if you feel like just lying down or going into a child's pose or sitting in meditation, trust that. Drop into the deep places. And start right here by deepening your breath. Feel your breath spread the lowest ribs and start to move even the low belly. Use your deepening breath to softly scan your physical body. It's like using a flashlight to shine light in the crevices in the hips, in the shoulders, jaw, toes. Noticing the temptation to name or to judge what you find, to want to fix or change what you find. And then come back to the breath. Let it be. The only thing we really need to control right now is the slowing breath. And honestly, deepening the breath is an act of letting go of control of tension. Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril pranayam. You can use your hand. The formal mudra is folding down the index and middle finger, sometimes the third finger. I'm sorry, that's the fourth finger. And alternately sealing your nostrils. If you're in the practice of not touching your face right now, you don't have to use your hand. In fact, some would call that even a more advanced practice. So if you're using your hand, seal off your right nostril, empty out a breath, and begin by inhaling through left side. Pause, sealing both nostrils. If you're sitting upright, tall spine, chin down. Release the right side and exhale slow. Breathe back in right side. Suspend the breath. Release left side. That completes one round. Begin on the left side, in. Pause. Out right. In right. Pause. Out left. Round 2. Each round begins and ends on left. Again, in left, you can imagine breathing in and the breath energy running down left side of spine. Pause, let it pool in the sacrum. Exhale right, breath moves up the right side of spine and out your right nostril. Inhale right, run it down right side spine. Suspend it in your base. Exhale up the left side of spine and out. If the visualizing is too much, just focus on breathing in and out. Do 3 more rounds on your own. When you complete the round you're on, do 1 more full round. When your rounds are complete, relax your hands, relax your jaw. Just feel what breathing through both nostrils simultaneously feels like now. Come into knee pile or half knee pile, crossing right knee on top of left, possibly lying the right knee on the left. So side or top of foot is on floor. And then if at this point in practice, your first pose, bringing the left heel in also works, that's fine. Shoulder shrugs. If knee pile is not a way you can sit up straight, sit any other way. Huge breath fills the upper back. Hold this first breath in. Hike your shoulders up to your ears. Draw the tops of the shoulders back towards each other and exhale. Squeeze tops of shoulders down your neck into the upper back. Inhale, widen the upper back. Shoulders spread away from each other. Exhale, middle angles of the shoulder blades draw in towards spine. See if you can keep the arms relaxed and use your back muscles to squeeze shoulder blades in. Inhale, balloon the upper back. Exhale, bottom angles of shoulder blades try to touch. Here the arms can help. Bend your elbows and squeeze them towards each other behind you, drawing everything down to tail. Keep lengthening back of spine up. Relax your arms. Twist to the right, left hand, right knee. Inhale, center. Exhale, bow. Bowing might simply be releasing your neck, or maybe you fold over your legs. Root down through your tail and just feel for length through the back of the spine, especially the softening around the neck and jaw. Reach back through your tailbone, pull your low belly in to bring the rest of the spine up sequentially and change the cross of your legs. If you're choosing knee pile, left on top, half or full. Half sounds like it's less than full, but if you keep right leg straight, that has its own intensity. So it's just a different choice. Another round of shoulder shrugs. Huge breath fills the upper back. Suspend this first breath. Squeeze the shoulders up to touch your ears. Drag the tops of the shoulders back and towards each other. Exhale, squeeze them, massage them into the upper back. Inhale, broaden the upper back. So you can keep the arms relaxed as you exhale, the middle angles of the shoulder blades straight in towards each other, and maybe they slip down one more notch. Once again, inhale, inflate the back body. Exhale, poke the bottom angles of the shoulder blades in towards each other. Here's the one where the elbows can also pull in, but watch out, the front ribs will try to escape. Breathe the back ribs out, invite them into the massage of the shoulder blades. And then release your hands, twist to your left. Right hand, left knee. Easy twist. Gaze wherever it feels like it's continuing to unwind through the neck and shoulders. So if looking over left shoulder feels like a sweet stretch, that's nice. But maybe keeping the chin centered over the chest feels like it drains more tension for you today. Both are correct. Breathe into the back ribs as you return to center. And exhale, bow. Again, either a neck release or a full forward fold, rooted down at your tailbone, supported by your low abdominals. Neck stays completely relaxed. Reach back through your tailbone to pull your spine up. Let's come to lay on our backs. To lie on our backs. We'll do oblique toner into revolved abdominals. We'll all start in oblique toner. Let's put hands under hips, underneath your buttocks, fleshy part on your hands, the palms are down. If that's uncomfortable, you can also pile up a blanket or towel there, or even put your hips on a yoga block. Knees bent with your thighs vertical to your torso. So if you elevated your hips, your knees might tip in a little bit to keep your thighs vertical. That's fine. Breathe the back ribs into the yoga mat. Relax your low belly, and on exhale, scoop the low belly in, but keep it soft and supple. Keep your knees together as best as possible. As you inhale, tip your knees to the right, rolling off the left hip. Relax low belly, and then exhale, draw low belly in to pull you back to center. Breathe into low back ribs, tip knees left. If keeping knees together hurts, maybe hold a block or a pillow between your thighs. Exhale, low belly pulls you back to center. Go to each side one more time on your own. It's a fairly subtle movement, but very articulate. As you get the breath to expand the rib cage into the twist. And the low abdominals to reset your hips and spine. Now, some of you will keep going like that for the next 3 rounds to each side. Or revolved abdominals, free your hands, bring them out to a T. Inhale, center. Exhale, bring your knees to your right hand. Here, the knees will come all the way down. You might roll off the left shoulder, but see if you can keep your fingers on the floor. Turn the palms down. I forgot that part. Inhale, center. Exhale, knees over to left hand. Maybe all the way down to floor with the feet lifted. Exhale, center. Again, if that one feels like a strain on low back, go back to oblique toner. Take 2 more to each side, whichever variation you're choosing. Those of you moving into the deeper twist, the exhale is on the twist. In oblique toner, you can fill the twist with breath. And when you complete your last round, stretch your legs out on your yoga mat. Arms alongside body, palms facing in. Plant your heels. Feel the 2 sides of your hips even on the ground. Feel the 2 sides of your rib cage even on the ground. Take a breath into the length of your body. Exhale, squeeze into the right side waist to pull your torso to the right. We'll take 3 more breaths like that, inhaling into opening left side body. Exhale, use your waist and low back muscles to pull your torso down. Try not to use hands or shoulders too much. You might keep going the next 2 breaths. You might be at your edge. Feel for left hip, left side ribs, and left foot staying heavy where they started. Well, not where they started, but heavy down on the mat. And take 1 more breath into your open left side body. And exhale, release back to center. If you're on a slippery surface, that's kind of fun. Your body might just spring into place. All right, inhale. Feel the 2 heels even, the 2 hips, the 2 ribs. Exhale, squeeze left side waist to pull your torso to the left. You might have to wiggle a little bit if you're on a sticky yoga mat. If you're on a flat, slippery surface, you can play with just using your muscles. 3 more breaths to keep squeezing down. Right ribs and shoulders stay heavy to the earth. Take a breath into the open right side body. And exhale, spring back to center. Hug your knees into your chest. Spinal twist, any variation, knees dropping to the left. You might start by setting your hips off to the right edge of the mat. And then you can choose whether your knees stack or you straighten the left leg out or somewhere in between. Change sides. And keep rolling onto your right side to crawl to all fours. Let's go into table leg extensions. Tabletop on your hands and knees. Press into the mat to get a lift out of your shoulders. Feel your chest firm up and then widen the collarbones. Lengthen the pelvis straight back, all the points of the pelvis, the tailbone, the pubic bone, the 2 sitting bones, and then dip the top rim sacrum down just a little bit, just enough to feel there's a natural curve there, but also keeping the ribs and the belly engaged. So too much, you'll go into cow tilt. Low back issues, some of you guys will need to tuck the tail under and flatten that curve. And if that feels safe to you, you do that. Take a breath into the whole back of the rib cage. Exhale, extend the right arm forward, thumb to sky. Nose is pointed down to mat. Chin slightly retracted, but you can turn your eyes forward if that feels like it extends out through your fingers. Optional, extend the left leg back simultaneously, or set the right hand down and extend left leg back. No concern with how high that leg comes. Shift your weight to the left and pick up the right hip. Square your hips off. Hand down, knee down. Reset your neutral table. Press the mat away. Breathe into your widening collarbones. Exhale, soften your low back, but keep low belly engaged. Left arm forward, thumb to sky. Option to add right leg back or switch left hand down, right leg back. Feel for the torso and spine, staying just as you started in tabletop. The limbs are an extension of your spine. They don't distort it. Hand down, knee down. Come down onto your elbows for mega plank. Wrap your hands around your upper arm bones. So your elbows line up right under shoulders. For most of our shoulders, that'll keep them healthy. If you have shoulder issues, you listen to your shoulders, no pain. And then with shoulder issues, you might clasp the hands. But if your shoulders are healthy, see if you can place your palms directly in front of your elbows with your palms turned up to the ceiling, your fingers spread wide. Trying to roll index fingernail, thumbnail to the floor by rotating your biceps open. Press the earth away, lift out of shoulders, keep the nose pointed to the earth, retract your chin, reach your tail back. This might be plank enough, or some of you will walk back, knees off mat, heels together, or knees down, but walk them back. Take a few breaths here. Feel for widening the collarbone, Cynthia. Breathe into the low back ribs. Exhale, curl pubic bone and navel, draw navel to spine. And everyone set your knees down. If embryo is a safe pose for your body, sit back into child's pose with your hands by your feet and your head supported on something. If there's a safer let go pose for you, like just sprawling out onto your belly or rolling onto your back, that's fine. Your shoulders in the opposite rotation that you were just engaging them in. So it should feel yummy. It should feel like a release. If that feels tweaky, and that is a common place for injury, put your hands in another place, please. Let's come into bird's wing. Sit up on your heels. Though if kneeling is not great for you, then sit or stand for bird's wing. This is a shoulder exercise. Palms up. Elbows hug into the low ribs. Bring your pinky fingers together. Kind of like you're holding 2 hot cups of tea. Just keep them level with your elbows. Take a breath into your open upper back. Exhale, rotate the hands away from each other while squeezing elbows into ribs. Inhale, pinky fingers in, opening the upper back. Exhale, rotate and squeeze. Draw your shoulders down. You can pretend you have a stretchy band. Imagine some resistance between your hands. Do 2 more breaths like that. As you externally rotate, squeeze the upper arm bones into the shoulder blade. See if you can feel those muscles on the edge of your shoulder blade waking up. Your rotator cuff. And then relax your arms. Twisting lunge, right foot forward. Back knee down. You're welcome to find some padding for your knee. You're welcome to take the time to find some padding. Your expression of twist. Some of you left hand to floor, twisting to the right. Some of you, left elbow to right thigh. You can choose. So you're doing elbow to thigh. Press your elbow into your thigh to get a little lift out of left armpit. And then spin the left ribs towards right thigh on exhale. Not forcing the twist, just opening space for the twist. Anjani Asana lunge, hands down. Some of you will widen your lunge by shifting your left knee back. Lift and spread the toes of right foot, hands to thigh or arms to sky. Gaze straight ahead. Grounding the weight down in the front heel. So your sitting bones, tailbone drop down, especially if your knee starts to move forward of toes. Half splits, hands down. Shift your hips back for your hamstring stretch. And here's another option. Either your hips can stay high over back heel, or some of you will tuck your back toes and sit on your back heel. Runner's lunge. Inhale, bend right knee, tuck back toes, straighten back leg. Exhale, lower down to your belly. Low cobra, bring your hands forward, maybe all the way out to Sphinx, and then pull on the mat. Pull your heart forward, get your elbows up so you can draw them back and your shoulders back. Pin pubic bone down to mat. And in this variation, maybe lift your low belly off your pubic bone to lengthen the front of the spine. This is decompressing the low back, not pressing back into it. Downward facing dog. Or if you prefer to cat-cow, do that. Left foot forward, knee down lunge. Back knee down. Setting up for twist. Right elbow, left thigh, unless you chose the hand on the floor variation on side one. As you feel into some pressure of the right elbow on left thigh, tuck your left sitting bone underneath you. Good. Anjani Asana, hands down. Some of you will widen your lunge by scooching right knee back. You don't have to. Lots of benefit to the higher lunge variation too. Then hands to thigh or to the sky. Half splits, hamstring stretches. Shift your weight back to stretch the left leg. It might not straighten all the way, as you might just be feeling it to your hamstrings for the first time today. Come into enough sensation that you can run your breath through the stretch. Runner's lunge. Inhale, bend the left knee. Straighten back leg, if that's an option for you. Feel for pointing sitting bones, tailbone towards back heel, extending back. And then scoop your belly up, extend your spine forward. Take a breath into that length. Exhale, lower down onto your belly. Cobra or low cobra. Hands can either stay under shoulders or walk forward again. Either case, pull on the mat to traction your spine forward and then balloon your heart out with your breath. Downward facing dog or cat-cow. Warrior 2, right foot forward. No, triangle, right foot forward, excuse me. If you're building it from the ground up, just stick your right foot about 2/3 of the way up to your hands. Put your right hand on your shin or thigh, left hand on hip, and spiral open. Of course, if you prefer to stand up to set up your pose, that's fine. And the arm expression, extended or half bound. Warrior 2, bend the right knee. Some of us heel toe the feet apart into a wider stance than our triangle was. Eagle arms right on top of left. Hug you variation or double bind. If your shoulders are healthy, elbows are moving forward and up. Keep going down so I can peek at you. So do as I say, not as I do. Hands to hips, straighten your right leg, turn the toes in. And here you might heel toe the feet a little closer together for your Prasarita wide-legged stance. Prasarita Padottanasana B, squeeze your waist. Squeeze your shoulders back. Take a breath. And you're welcome to stay upright, squeezing in the super person shape. Or exhale, fold. Continue to squeeze waist, squeeze shoulders back, and tuck your chin. Look for your belly button. Take 3 breaths there, compressing the shoulders back and squeezing your chin in, kind of opposite directions. Good. Squeeze, squeeze shoulders together. Nice, Linda. Exhale, hands to the earth. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Any arm variation for this Prasarita, including swaying, is fine. Lizard variation. Inhale, lift your heart, walk your hands towards right foot. Hands end up inside the right foot. So heel to right foot towards the edge of the mat to make more room for shoulders. Leave the toes pointing straight ahead. And I'll leave it up to you whether you want to leave the back leg straightening, stretching back, or set the knee down. We've got a couple more breaths here. So some of you will come down onto your elbows or put your elbows on props so your shoulders can rest. And you can focus completely on whatever's going on in your hips. Swirl breath into the sensations. Find your way onto your belly for half bow. Half bow starts in a sphinx pose and adds a heel to butt, a quad stretch. If you want to skip that and just rest your head down for quad stretch, that's fine. Half sphinxes, bend your right knee, take a breath. Exhale, reach back for right ankle. I recommend flexing the foot overhand. It just will help stabilize the knee as you use your foot to draw the right shoulder back. Pull on the mat with left hand to traction your spine forward. You are literally drawing yourself in 2 different directions, but you're in charge. You don't have to use all your might here. Ground your pubic bone, lift your low belly, breathe up into your chest. If no heel to butt works for you, come into cobra. Exhale, lower down. Stay here to rest, or cat cow, or down dog, but turn up your breath wherever you choose to stay or move through. We'll meet in triangle, left foot forward. And I'll offer the building from the ground up, which we do in the Forrest yoga system a lot. It can be a little kinder to the Western body rather than going up and down and up and down. And also connect you to your roots. You can use your strong legs to hold the pose, but then use your breath to lighten the pose. So this can be all left leg heavy. Then ground your right outer foot, lift your arch, and then feel the breath in the right shoulder, right side of heart, as if it could float you right up. Warrior two, bend the left knee. Come on up. Some of you will widen your footprint. Eagle warrior, left on top of right. Again, either hug you or double bind. Exhale, unwind your arms, hands to hips, straighten your left leg, turn the toes in, and adjust your footprint to your wide-angled stance. Prasarita Padottanasana C, interlace hands behind your back. If interlace is no good, grab your strap and pull on it. Squeeze shoulders, lift heart, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. You can always opt out of the forward folds and just focus on breathing the heart and the spine long. Good. Nice open collarbone, Cynthia. Feel for the shoulders moving back and the heart opening, even if you're choosing to look at navel, especially if you're choosing to look at navel. To release the bind, I recommend letting your hands touch your sacrum, your pelvis, and then run down your legs. Shoulders typically like that. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Lizard variation, walk your hands to the inside of left foot. Walk your left foot aside to make more space if you like. You can take a really wide stride here. And if possible, mirror what you did on side one. But then again, hips are different from side to side, knees, even toes. So if body asks for a different modification, slow your breath into your pelvis and let that guide you. Find your way onto your belly for half bow or heel to butt, H to B. If you're staying in H to B, you can rest on your right arm or start in a sphinx shape. Take a full breath in, bend your left knee. And on the exhale, reach back smoothly for your left ankle. And again, this one puts you on the rack, so you can gently press the left foot into hand to open left shoulder, and then draw yourself forward with your right sticky fingertips. And body, mind do not like to be pulled apart, so you will run right into the resistance with this. Breathe through it. Exhale, release. rest, or take any vinyasa that moves breath up and down your spine. Let's come into pigeon. If you're in down dog, you're welcome to do down dog, hip opener, right leg up as your preparation. Some of you I know don't need much invitation. You can just slide right leg forward and go right into your pigeon. But you have time to, I'm going to leave it open. Feel into your variations, flirt into your variations. You can set your shin down, and sometimes I like to just pause and rock my hips out with breath. And if left knee turned under today doesn't feel right to you, then lean on right hip, move your left knee to the side, deer pose. And if that still feels like too much weight on knees mostly, but you might feel it somewhere else, then roll onto your back. Lots of ways to do pigeon upside down. I'll get quiet so you can listen to your own breath and even maybe add a count to your breath so you can make sure it gets all the way down into your hip tissues. I like to count to 8. And I won't offer much fanfare, but you take all the time and breath you need to transition to side number 2. So some of you will move into full vinyasa. Oh, no, I said I wouldn't offer. You breathe and feel your way. Work with eyes closed. That's a great way to feel. And find your way into a neutral place. We'll meet sitting. No, we'll meet on our backs. If you're completing vinyasas or stretching out, take your time, breathe. Oh, let's sit before you come all the way down. Let's do Dandasana. Legs straight. Feet flexed, if possible, big toes touch. Hands pressed into the ground by your hips. Lengthen spine out of hips. Breathe into the back low ribs. Exhale, roll your shoulders back. Tuck your chin down to the notch between your collarbones. Scoop your low belly off your pelvis. Eyes softly gazing at big toes. Breath loud. And relax that pressure. Pashi Purvatanasana. Walk your hands back a few inches behind your hips. Point your toes. Heart opener. Press into the earth to lift your chest, your rib cage up. And for some of you, this is the pose. You can let your head go back. Some of you will continue to press hips up into your reverse plank, big toenails towards the earth and towards each other. Reverse table is another expression of this. Whichever expression you're taking, huge breath up into the heart center, lifting out of low back. One more breath. If your head is back, keep it back. Exhale, slowly lift lower hips. And then breathe your heart forward, head follows. Roll all the way down onto your back. Bridge. We'll start with arms relaxed alongside body. Press your feet down, tuck your tailbone in, and inhale, hips to sky. Exhale, lengthen sacrum towards knees. Lengthen the tops and inner thighs forward, slightly towards each other. Good. Breathe your chest towards your chin. And if there are variations for the arms you'd like to come into, binding or bringing them up overhead to the ground above you, you're welcome to do that. Or you can keep them relaxed and let the heat build through legs and buttocks. Drive your calves towards the earth. Make space around the knees. One more big breath up into heart. Tuck your tail, activate your toes, press your feet down, and exhale, slowly roll your spine down top to bottom. Figure 4, cross right ankle over left thigh. Any expression here, maybe you hug the left thigh in, maybe you extend the left knee, or maybe you choose to rock or twist. Again, maybe slow your breath down to an 8 count inhale so you can penetrate hips, pelvis, low back, soak it with breath. Other side. Then release. I didn't ask in the beginning if you guys have yoga blocks. I can see some of you do. Does everyone have a yoga block? If you don't, I'll come up with a different modifications. Home studios, nice. All right, we'll set up like we're going into bridge on the block, but then we'll go into supported shoulder stand variations. And some of you are doing full shoulder stand. Of course, you can tune me out, but you might be curious about the variations. So when we put the block in place, it won't be too high. Set up with your block in reaching distance, but then let it go so you can focus on grounding 2 feet into the earth to press hips to sky. And then once you're securely on your 2 balanced legs, then reach for a block, put it underneath your pelvis. Whatever height feels right to you and stable. So like my block's real skinny and it's foam, so I'm gonna risk medium height. I wouldn't go high on any of the blocks. Nope, I'm gonna stay low. Pick 1 foot off the earth at a time. And we'll start in straightforward Viparita with the legs straight up, big toes together, chin softly down. Gaze from third eye to big toes, if that makes sense to you. Eyes can be open or closed. Slow Ujjayi breathing, 5 breaths. And bend your knees. Set one foot on the ground at a time, back into your supported bridge shape. Walk the left foot slightly into center, press it down, tuck your tail, pick the right knee up, inhale. Flex right foot. Exhale, hook it over left thigh, like figure 4. Some of you will slide the heel closer to hip, like lotus. Take a moment to extend through right thigh. And then relax your sacrum onto the block. Inhale, pick your left foot up. Exhale, left leg to sky. If you prefer to open the right foot into more like a tree shape, that works too. Or come back to big toes together. And here, if you want to let the left leg fall towards you for more hip stretch, keep the right thigh opening. Right foot active, especially lotuses. Make sure you're pressing pinky blade of foot out, not letting the outer ankle overstretch. All right, bend the left knee, set foot on the floor, set your right foot down, press both feet down, retuck tail. Exhale, left knee to chest, flex foot, hook it across right thigh, maybe close to knee, just like figure 4. Or maybe move into more of a lotus. This hip probably feels different from the other one, so it might look different. Who cares what it looks like? Breathe into it. Who cares? You might care. I don't care. I do care. I don't judge. Pick your right foot up, right leg to sky. Now bend the right knee so you can free the left foot. Feet touch down if that feels right to you. And then one more time, put your right foot on left thigh and either keep left foot bent in cross-legged seat, or maybe you can hook it into a full lotus. You can either balance with your knees pointing straight up to ceiling and place palms on knees, trying to straighten your arms, pull your belly in. Or you can continue to relax and stay with arms straight, or take your thighs and start to hug them into your chest. Pull your belly in, tuck your chin in. Modified Pindasana. All right. And if there's any last upside down poses you want to play with, some of you will lift your hips into a full shoulder stand. Some of you will slowly come down one foot at a time. Take a few breaths if you're playing. And once your feet are on the earth, press your feet down to slide the block away and come into happy baby or knees to chest. Roll to your side to come up to sitting for just one moment of closing. Sitting in cross-legged seat, half lotus, full lotus. Backs of hands on knees. Padmasana, thumb and index finger touch. The rest of the fingers touch each other, point to earth. Inhale, lengthen your spine up. Roll the shoulders back, tuck your chin down, eyes 1/10 of the way open, or you can close them. Slow, loud breathing. Shavasana. As always, if you'd like to take more than 2 minutes for Shavasana, you can turn off your Zoom so you can rest uninterrupted. If upside down, if it felt really juicy to you today, maybe put your legs up the wall or on the couch for Shavasana. Or for healing toes. And of course, you might choose to stay in your relaxation. If you're ready to transition out, start with a deepening breath. Slowly bend your knees so you can ease off onto your side. And pause in your fetal curve with your head bound down, your knees tucked in. Breath into your open spine. Feel how solid the ground is beneath you, and yet how embracing it is. Press your hands down. Keep your head close to the ground as you crawl your way up to a sitting position. Palms press together. Thumbs press into sternum and lift heart. Bow your head to your own heart. May we benefit from our practice. May our practice benefit not only us, But may all beings in all the world know peace, be happy, healthy, safe. Namaste.